Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Train Simulator Classic, aka Railworks. Today we're going to be taking a look at the LMS 2F060T. A little cute little tank locomotive, little dock shunter from Michael Whatley. I don't want to butcher his last name, but same guy that brought the J94s. This is one of those locomotives that it took me a hot minute to start to like. I bought it a long time ago, and then never quite got the hang of operating Proline steam locomotives for freaking forever. And then I did, and I actually started to like this thing. So, I'm finally getting around to doing a video. Now, I am unfortunately pre-recording this video without internet. My internet decided to die. So, this video is being kind of pre-recorded. I'm having to alternate in between my phone and my computer because, well, I could use the internet on my phone, use the 4G. Can't use the internet on my computer. I don't know. Makes a ton of sense, but gotta love good quality internet companies that like to shut off the internet for unknown reasons and give zero heads up whatsoever. But, here we are. Bitching aside, onto our 060 here. So, you'll have to excuse the fact that the track is floating. This is a workshop route, question mark? I think it's a workshop route. Did not realize the tracks were floating until after the fact. So, just have some interesting Bluetooth tracks for the time being. But, onto our locomotive. So, the LMS Fowler dock tank was an 060T steam locomotive designed for shunting in docks. Had a very short wheelbase in order to readily negotiate tight curves. The locomotives spent their entire lives painted in plain black. Word for word from good old-fashioned Wikipedia. It was built between 1928 and 1929 with a total of 10 built. Built at the Derby Works. Unfortunately, all were scrapped. Sad times, such is life. But, as Wikipedia says, they're all black, and that is exactly what's represented in the pack. Nothing really wild going on between the different quote-unquote schemes, because there's really no scheme to them. They're all just black. There is different lettering, so obviously you have an LMS model here, and then there's a handful of different British Rail variants for early, late, whatever. Just changes the British Rail logos, but really and truly, other than that, I don't think anything whatsoever changes between these locomotives. They didn't go through really any wild changes. There really wasn't a need to, but they pretty much stayed the same throughout a lot of the better chunk of their lives. So pretty much all the locomotives in the pack are identical, besides the lettering. So I don't have all of them placed down, because again, they're all pretty much identical, no real changes, different logo. The sounds are the same across all of them. Now there is a advanced and a basic version, or a standard version, which is pretty common with most of the Mike Whatley locomotives. The basic version will operate better with the F4 HUD if you're not so great at operating steam locomotives, and then of course the advanced model, which is, as it sounds, advanced. You do have to know a thing or two about operating a steam locomotive, and the manual will 100% help out. So Momento, somebody decided to call. Let me bug them real quick. But, yeah. Anyways. I have one locomotive here. I have the LMS here. That's kind of more in the sunlight that we'll use for up close and personal. Don't know why the British Rail model looks so much darker. I'm using an AP weather, which the sun looks terrible, but whatever. So up close, the detail is pretty nice. I don't know how to describe. I love 3D rivets. They make me very happy. I love the fact that people do them. However, I know there's a but. But I don't know why these look so off. Maybe it's because the texturing on the rivets is different from what the smoke box is, but it's so very noticeable. They don't look quite right. Not quite like the cab rivets. See, the cab rivets over here, they look perfectly normal, really. It's just a smoke box. They just kind of look off-putting, a little odd. But other than that, it looks pretty good. Lots of detail, lots of fine detail, which I always very much appreciated. Proper nuts and bolts, none of that 2D texture crap. And you know, there's a nice scheme to them. It's not shiny bright black, but it's not the kind of cheesy weathering that we see a lot of sometimes. I've said it a lot of times. Weathering just doesn't play out very well in train sim. So these look really, really nice. They look, you know, used. They have a useful look to them without being over the top in either direction. So I really appreciate that. I really like these. The kind of worn brass, like a sooty brass, kind of looks cool. Lots of little details. Lots of little detail stuff that I don't know what is and goes to what, but you know, it's there. Now the leg, for the LMS letters to be so big, they're kind of noticeably blurry. Don't know why, but you know, like in here you can definitely see just kind of the blurry fuzziness to the lettering. The numbers look pretty good. Don't know what's going on with the 4 here. Look at it, weird spots and it doesn't go away. Number looks a little weird. The LMS is most definitely an old it's definitely a black and white photo texture. Again, that's really noticeable. So I don't like that. And the 2F, kind of the same story. The number looks really good. The F looks like a completely different resolution. Other than that, though, really, it looks really good. Now, it does take a step away from British tradition. I say that because it seems like each and every single little tank locomotive that's available to the British line and TSC all have Stephenson valve gear. And you get a little bit of difference. We got some Walshards valve gear on the outside, so there's really nothing going on inside the frame to bother looking in to see. Our valve gear's on the outside. Something a little bit different. I know it's an odd thing to point out, but let's see how it runs. Smoke. I like the smoke. All smoke in TSC tends to have a cotton ball effect to it, so kind of gotten to a point where it's kind of hard to point that out, but overall, it looks pretty good. It's got a nice fade to it. I kind of enjoy the fact that it wavers in each direction, like it's a little bit windy, like it's a breeze. Steam doesn't look half bad under there. Make it so that we can get out on the tracks here and oogle along without running into anything. Hop in the cab. I don't know why your first cab view has got you kind of hanging out, but it does. Oh well. Safety valves going off. They are extremely loud. Don't know why. I'm pretty sure that's the safety valve sounds going off, but the steam is under the locomotive. Interesting. Inside the cab, overall it looks pretty good. I'm not a big fan of this weathered look. Most of the MW locomotives look like this. They got kind of this like scratchy weathered look to the cab. I personally don't like it. I think it looks very pixelated. Some people do. Good on them. I personally don't. So we can't open the cab roof. Of course, we get the throttle. Our whistle is... let's see if we can move around here. There we go. Whistle handle. It's got a fun little whistle. The space bar will play whistle tunes. B will play the drawn out whistle. I don't like that. I think it's kind of backwards. You know, whatever. But the spacebar plays different whistle tunes. The B key plays the actual drawn out whistle if you so care to play the whistle. Can open those windows. Open those. You can open those. Our head is in the coal bunker. Can open that. The seat should be our injector, steam brake, injector, lubricator, firebox, cylinder cocks, dampers, door, handbrake, injector valve, should be the other injector. Can drain the water out of the sight glass. Pretty cool. Blower. I don't think I'm really missing anything. There's not a whole ton going on cold doors back here. I guess that's what I'm missing. But yeah, there's not a ton going on in here. Hindsight's 2020. I know I said I had a lot of trouble trying to get this thing going when I first bought it when I was younger. Definitely did not understand how steam locomotives work, but now I do, and it's a fairly simple locomotive. It's a fairly quick thing to pick up. There's still no need for it to have been complicated. It spent its entire life running around a dock. Oh my goodness. Go ahead and pop this up so that we can see what our brakes are at. So, loco brake. I don't believe it gets a train brake. I think it's just locomotive brakes. E key opens your reverser lock. Unfortunately, the valve gear doesn't move with the reverser. Is what it is. I think this is an older model though, so I won't hate on it too terribly. We got a pretty decent fire. Now it is, again, I am running the advanced model, so it does have the advanced steam simulation, and you do have to pay attention to it. It slowly builds pressure into the cylinders. You kind of gotta cut the throttle in and out, or you'll spin the wheels. Go ahead, kill the cylinder cocks. Honestly, it looks pretty good when it runs, though. The actual locomotive sounds are not that loud, though. The actual chuff sounds are not loud, like, at all. Like the box cars are louder than the chuff sounds on the locomotive, which I'm not a fan of. I feel like with a wide open throttle, this thing should bark a lot more. But I forgot about that. If you have any pressure whatsoever in the steam in the cylinders, and you try to adjust the valve gear, it will slam the valve gear back in whatever direction you're traveling. So definitely keep that in mind. But yeah, it looks good, and the sounds are not that bad. Like, I actually like the chuff sounds. They're just really, really, really quiet. Pretty sure I'm flying through here. Yeah. Yeah, as you guys can hear, sounds like not that bad. I mean, chuff sounds are pretty good. They're just very noticeably quiet. Dang, I keep pushing. I got a new keyboard, and it has taken me a heck of a amount of time trying to get used to it. Now we're burning through steam pretty quick in this thing. Again, it's not really meant for even running down a branch line. It's quite literally meant to sit around at a dock at 5-10 miles an hour. It's not meant to go fast, far. Really and truly, that's about it. I don't know of anything else to really point out. A lot of little milk bottles on this route. Right dead center in the track, too. And there it is, fellas. The LMS 2F dock tank. This is available on the Steam store. It is an official DLC. So definitely go check it out if it floats the boat. I enjoy it now that I've kind of figured out how to use the darn thing. I think it's a pretty cool little locomotive. So definitely go check it out. And yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time.